Counting or not counting gang violence? Great.
Oh my God.
Wait, Cody, go, run. Whoa.
A little bit of last 10 years. Counting or not counting gang violence? Great.
Oh my gosh, he was just shot. He was just shot. You just hear the gunshot and I'm sorry. You just see his neck just like open up and there's just like so much blood that just came out. It was horrible.
Funny thing, you can't tell what a woman is when you ask how a woman.
To my great fellow Americans, I am filled with grief and anger at the heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk on a college campus in Utah. Charlie inspired millions, and tonight, all who knew him and loved him are united in shock and horror.
That's a lot of people, Utah, I'll tell you what. All right, we're going to get started, everybody. You know how it works. Question and answer. Also, thank you to Lane from Y-Refi. That was great. Really appreciate it. And we're going to be here for a couple hours. Get comfortable. Bring the best libs that Utah has to offer.
We have Welcome to True Crime Tapes, where we bring you the most gripping, mysterious, and heart-stopping stories from the world of true crime. If you're fascinated by the unknown and want to uncover the secrets that the world tries to hide, you're in the right place. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a chilling story. And for those of you already part of our community, welcome back. We're glad to have you with us. Drop a comment below to share your thoughts and theories, because we love hearing from you. True Crime Tapes. The truth is always stranger than...
We have breaking news. Conservative activist Charlie Kirk has been killed after being shot in the neck during an outdoor rally on the campus of Utah Valley University in Orem, Utah. The scene was chaos. A crowd of thousands had gathered to hear one of the most influential voices of the conservative youth movement. And in a single gunshot, everything changed. Charlie Kirk was no stranger to controversy. Loved by many, criticized by others, his voice carried tremendous influence among young conservatives. But no one could have predicted that his nationwide campus tour would end in tragedy, cut short in a shocking act of violence that unfolded in broad daylight. The day began like any other on Charlie Kirk's American comeback tour. Utah Valley University, a sprawling campus nestled 45 minutes south of Salt Lake City, had prepared for weeks for his visit. Known for drawing massive crowds, Kirk's events were part rally, part town hall, and part cultural spectacle. Students and locals filled the outdoor quad, their voices buzzing with anticipation. Thousands had shown up, some in support, some in protest, but all drawn by the sheer magnetism of his presence. Kirk had become...
All right, we're going to get started, everybody. You know how it works. Question and answer. Also, thank you to Lane from YRV5. That was great. Really appreciate it. And we're going to be here for a couple hours. Get comfortable. Bring the best libs that Utah has to offer.
Become a household name in conservative circles. As the founder of Turning Point USA, he had built a youth-focused movement that energized a generation of right-leaning students. His speeches were fiery, his social media reach vast. He was, in many ways, the face of young conservatism in America. And this tour, billed as a comeback, was meant to showcase his resilience, his unyielding commitment to what he called saving America's future. But within minutes, everything changed. As Kirk took the stage, smiling and gesturing to the crowd, a single shot rang out. Witnesses recall the terrifying moment, the sudden crack of a rifle, the collective gasp, the sight of Kirk collapsing from his chair. Panic erupted. Thousands scrambled in all directions, some screaming, others frozen in disbelief. Campus alerts buzzed on phones. At first, reports suggested a suspect was already in custody. Social media flooded with shaky cell phone footage, students ducking behind walls, parents frantically calling their children, a wave of humanity surging for safety. But clarity was elusive. Who had fired the shot? And where had it come from? According to early reports, the bullet was fired from a building nearly 200 yards away. A precision shot, aimed with deadly intent. Security rushed Kirk off the stage, blood visible, the scene too graphic to show on television. Within moments, the news spread. Charlie Kirk had been fatally wounded. Then came confirmation. A post on Truth Social from Donald Trump himself. The former president wrote, "The great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead. No one understood or had the heart of the youth in America better than Charlie. He was loved and admired by all, especially me, and now he is no longer with us. Melania and my sympathies go out to his beautiful wife, Erica, and family. Charlie, we love you." The words reverberated across the country. The president had confirmed what many feared. The young activist, just 31 years old, was gone. Law enforcement scrambled to respond. Retired FBI agents would later describe the scene as pure chaos. Outdoor venues are notoriously difficult to secure. Unlike indoor arenas, there were no metal detectors, no controlled entry points. Thousands had gathered, and in the confusion, rumors spread quickly. An older man was seen detained on video, but officials later confirmed he was not the shooter. The real suspect was still at large. Experts warned that such attacks raise terrifying questions. If political figures are increasingly becoming targets, what does that mean for democracy? The FBI and ATF joined Utah authorities in a joint investigation. The working theory was that the shooter had acted alone, but in the absence of immediate answers, speculation filled the void. To understand the weight of this moment, one has to look at the life of Charlie Kirk. Born in 1993 in Arlington Heights, Illinois, Kirk was raised in a middle-class family. By his late teens, he had already embraced political activism. At just 18 years old, he founded Turning Point USA, an organization dedicated to promoting free markets and limited government on college campuses. His rise was meteoric. In less than a decade, Kirk transformed from a young unknown into one of the most influential conservative voices in America. Turning Point USA ballooned into a multi-million-dollar nonprofit with a presence on campuses nationwide. His speeches filled auditoriums. His social media accounts reached millions daily. He became a regular presence on Fox News, podcasts, and political talk shows. He had a gift. He knew how to connect with young people. His critics accused him of oversimplifying issues, of stirring division, but his supporters saw him as fearless, unafraid to speak truths others wouldn't dare to say. He became a confidant of Donald Trump, often seen alongside the president at rallies, praised as one of the few who truly understood the youth vote. By the time of his death, Kirk had become more than just an activist. He was a symbol. of the conservative movement's future, of the culture wars raging across America, and of the generational battle over ideas. The assassination sent shockwaves through Washington and beyond. Politicians across the spectrum condemned for violence. Republicans called it a political assassination, pointing to rising hostility against conservative voices. Democrats expressed condolences, emphasizing that no American should ever fear for their life because of their political beliefs. But beneath the surface, the nation remained divided. Some online commentators celebrated his death, sparking outrage. Others questioned whether security failures had allowed this tragedy to happen. And many feared that America was entering a new dangerous chapter, an era when political violence was no longer rare, but recurring. To his followers, he was a martyr for free speech, a man who gave his life in the battle for America's future. To his critics, he remained a polarizing figure, but even they acknowledged the tragedy of his death. To his family, he was simply Charlie, a husband, a son, a brother whose life was taken too soon. His organization vowed to continue his mission. Turning Point USA declared that the movement was bigger than one man, and that Kirk's vision would carry forward. Tributes poured in, candlelight vigils, moments of silence at political rallies, social media campaigns honoring his work. But the shooting also forced America to confront itself. How had political discourse grown so toxic that assassination had entered the picture? Was this an isolated act, or part of a pattern? And most importantly, how could the nation protect its public figures while still preserving the right to gather, to speak, to debate? Historians would later describe the assassination as a turning point. It was part of a larger story, one that included the shooting of President Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania, the attack on Gabby Giffords in Arizona, and countless other acts of political violence in modern American history. Each event chipped away at the sense of safety, reminding citizens that democracy itself can be fragile. For young Americans, the memory of Orem, Utah would linger. Some students vowed never to attend political rallies again. Others became more engaged, determined to fight for a society where disagreement did not lead to bloodshed. At one vigil, a student summed up the sentiment of many. We didn't just lose a man. We lost a piece of what it means to believe in dialogue, in democracy. The question is, what do we do now? Charlie Kirk's journey ended in violence, but his story continues. In the debates that rage on campuses, in the halls of government, and in the hearts of those who believe that words, not weapons, should decide the future of America.